Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chubbs Reviews, where I bring you a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, we're talking about WandaVision Episode 3. I wasn't really sure if I'm going to keep doing a review every week of an episode, but this episode was actually quite interesting. And it's mainly more of a discussion, or I want to talk about it and predict some things about this episode. And feel free to do so down below in the comments. I will be spoiling this episode and what's been happening so far. Honestly, if you haven't watched it yet, just wait till it's all out because that's just I hate that they're releasing one episode a week. It's just dumb, especially when it's like a 20 to 25 minute episode. Um, but it was very fulfilling, satisfying, and intriguing. This episode 3. Yeah, spoilers. Wanda at this point is pregnant. That just kind of fucking happened last episode, and you might be wondering how Vision is even capable of that. I don't know. But anyway, and this episode is basically about Wanda being pregnant and going through, a rapid pregnancy. Like she's all of a sudden like small bump, like 2 months pregnant to literally giving birth by the end of the episode. And there's a lot of cute, fun things. I really like Vision and Wanda's play off each other, especially debating the names of Tommy or Billy on the kid, if it'll even be boys or girls and stuff like that. And there's some interesting humor in here. I actually enjoy. Maybe not so much. I'm laughing, but I'm very entertained. Like when she's like Wanda's trying to hide her pregnant belly from this lady that's in the house, kind of with her, and it's really over the top and kind of unbelievable. But I was entertained and it was funny, and I don't know. And then there was just like a lot of revealing things in this episode for me. Like first of all, this was the episode called "In Finally in Color" or something in color. So it's the first episode that's fully in color, and we're at like the Brady Bunch '70s show vibe now. That's what we're copying this episode. And yeah, they by the end of it, Wanda does end up giving birth to twins, both Billy and Tommy, which is I'm also gonna spoil a little bit of like comics and like predict some things. Like Billy and Tommy are from the comics. That's literally the twins that Vision and Scarlet Witch had in the comics, and I'm pretty sure like where the world is going. Like I said, spoiler here. I'm just kind of predicting, but it's also based off the comics. Um, like the whole world obviously is being controlled by Wanda. We know that at this point. Whenever Wanda loses focus on something, the world goes extremely weird. Like early on, the dude's cutting into the fucking brick fence because Wanda's like dealing with something, and is I think she's in pain. Yeah, every time she gets in pain, like her clothes change. A lot of funny things happen with her powers while she's giving birth and being in labor, and and yeah, and she gives birth to these little boys, and I'm pretty sure what's happening is these boys are probably kind of like fake, like they're real kid, they're really her kids because she really did give birth to them, but this whole world is kind of like made up in her mind, so the kids aren't really gonna be real. I think if she like lost her focus, they would go away like they would in the comics, and then they would come back. I don't know too much more. Like I didn't read the comics. I just know about them, and like I don't know what the depth of that is, but that's how they were in the comics. They were kind of like fake, imaginative. It's just this whole world is her going through this like mental breakdown of losing vision and trying to have kids with him, and they could potentially be evil or good. Like who knows with the way Scarlet Witch mentality is. She's known to be really devastating at times, especially in the comic books. And how the twins were made in the comic books is like a whole nother level of shit. But anyway, and then towards the end of the episode, there's this, I don't really remember her name. I can only describe her as the black lady that is in Wanda's house while after she gave birth. And the neighbors are telling Vision about how she's new to the neighborhood and has no home and like no family or no nothing. She's just randomly there. And Wanda notices the necklace with a sword on it, and we've seen that sword symbol a few times now. And sword is also like a group from the comics or just the Marvel universe, kind of like Shield, but evil, I think. And in a sense, she saw that lady and she threw her out of the world. The whole screen. I thought this was one of the coolest things I've seen in television. It made me rewind and rewatch it. I think it's been done before. Obviously, it was just cool and unique. But the movie was like this. Like the screen was recorded like this, and then it like went out and went smaller. The ratio changed. Oh shit! I almost knocked something over. But yeah, the ratio change to the movie, I don't know how to describe it better than that, but it was just really cool for the show, and it looked more realistic, and they were on like a military base. Not they, but the black lady that she threw out of the world. And also there were other signs of when Vision started to notice something was up at one point. Wanda just like did something, and it literally like instantly went back into time and replayed the scene in a different outcome. So I mean, she's kind of, I think she's in a sense controlling Vision and like erasing his memory or just controlling him entirely, which would make sense if he's dead. And just wow, this is a very depressing fucking show, I think, and this was a most revealing episode of where the show might be going. It definitely could be showing these kids of Wanda and Vision that are gonna take over and be the Young Avengers and add to that crew. But they also could be like the villains of the Young Avengers and be evil, or they could just be nothing at all. I don't know. It's quite a lot. I really enjoyed this episode. I think the show is just gonna keep getting better. It's actually more like intriguing than you would think for being Scarlet Witch and Vision, not serious killers characters in the Avengers. They even mention Pedro, Quicksilver, Wanda's brother, in this episode. The first time his name has been mentioned since he passed away in in Ultron, Age of Ultron. So yeah, I thought it was a really solid episode, the best episode yet. When it came to content and information received, I wouldn't say it's the funniest episode. The other two episodes are funnier, but this is the most revealing episode, and where it's like it is gonna pay off. I hope it's looking forward to it. Yeah. For this episode, I mean, I don't know how to rate a singular episode, like an 8 or a 9. Probably. The show itself is going up there. It could be a 6 or it could be a 10, and at this point it's probably like a 7. It's pretty interesting TV. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.